They showed up just after sunrise. You know, the kind of morning when the coffee's barely hot and the world's supposed to be quiet. And here come three police cruisers rumbling up the gravel road like a pack of wolves chasing a scent. Sirens off, but those blue lights spinning just to let everyone know something's about to go down. I could smell diesel and trouble before I even put my mug down. And there, perfectly centered in my line of sight, was Miranda Langston. If you've never met someone who thinks they own the whole world just because they chair a neighborhood board, let me paint you a picture. She's got the SUV too big for the driveway. Pearl white with windows so clean they reflect your worst mistakes. Phone out and camera rolling before she's even stepped out, like she's starring in some reality show nobody asked for. "Officer, that's him," she called out, voice sharp enough to peel paint, finger pointed straight at me. "He's trespassing on our community lake." Now, let me tell you, I've seen a lot on this land: storms, drought, coyotes taking chickens right out from under my nose. But being called a trespasser on my own patch? That'll wake you up faster than caffeine ever could. This is the same lake where my grandmother's ashes are scattered, where my great-granddad built the first cabin with nothing but hope and splinters. But folks like Miranda, they don't see roots. They see opportunity. See, the real problem started with her son, Trevor. Young guy, 24, with that "I'm famous on the internet" gleam in his eyes, calls himself a wilderness influencer. Yeah, you heard that right. He found the lake last summer, took a couple of selfies, and then, next thing you know, he's running full-blown adventure retreats out here. Tents, catered meals, $250 a head for the real backwoods experience, tagging my land on every post like he was the one who sweated for it. He even put up a janky dock, hammered a plaque with their name, and called it Langston Lake. That's not a joke. Generations of Langston tradition, he says on camera. My own family name vanished overnight, replaced by #clout. First time I caught him, I kept it civil. Asked him to pack up, delete the videos, and stay gone. Didn't raise my voice, didn't threaten, just plain old neighbor to neighbor. Next thing, county code enforcement is at my door, then water rights, then the sheriff, all waving papers the HOA drummed up, saying I was blocking community resources. Community, they said, like we all built this together. You ever been so mad you just started laughing? Because that's where I was. Miranda whipped up paperwork that looked official as a bank statement. Stamps, signatures, the works. Claimed the lake fell under some ancient township easement. Would have fooled anyone. Except the township she mentioned didn't even exist until a few years back, and our deeds older than the county courthouse. My granddad always said, if they come at you with paper, you drown them in paperwork. So that's exactly what I did. I played dumb, nodded along, snapped photos of every page, let her think she'd won. The second she left, I called in the best surveyor in the state, mapped every inch from post to pebble, and what do you know? Her HOA fence cut 3 feet into my land for over 200 yards. That's a lawsuit by itself. But I didn't stop there. 8 motion sensor cameras, night vision, cloud backup, the whole spy movie setup. I started watching. What I caught was better than TV. Video of Trevor running his little influencer empire, charging guests, bragging on live streams about how much cash he was pulling. This place is a gold mine, he says. Old man doesn't even know we're here. But the best bit, he accidentally posted his business model, numbers and all. 47 grand in 3 months, selling my lake to strangers. Oh, and then the power lines at my old pump house get sliced. Cattle go thirsty during a 100-degree stretch. I find tire tracks, call in a buddy who's a game warden, match them to Trevor's truck. Police say it's not enough for charges, not direct evidence. They shrug. Of course not. Miranda's husband sits on the board at the hospital. Her brother-in-law's the top lawyer for the sheriff's union. Small towns, right? But the land always gives you something. One night, I'm rooting through Granddad's old filing cabinet, that same heavy thing he kept under lock and key, and there it is, a folder labeled Service District Authority, 1966. Looks boring. Turns out it's the Holy Grail. Legal document naming our ranch, not the HOA, not even the county, as the anchor parcel for the district, meaning all fire, police, utilities, roads. Every contract had to be signed off by whoever owns this patch of land. That's me. I'd been authorizing everything. The water, the snowplows, the fire coverage, without even knowing it. They'd used my own signature to try to bury me. So I called a meeting, my lawyer, my accountant, and my daughter Grace, who drove down from college, laptop open before she even got in the door. She starts digging through Trevor's shell companies, and what she finds would make the IRS blush. Fraudulent bills, HOA expenses routed through public budgets, pool maintenance, tennis court lights, all paid by the district, all signed by yours truly, except I never saw the bills. We draft a letter to the HOA, the county board, the state attorney, and, just for fun, the local news. Effective immediately, all public service spending needs my approval, and they have 30 days to cough up every financial record or lose every contract they depend on. Panic spreads like wildfire. Emergency HOA meetings, emails flying, GoFundMe titled "Stop the Ranchers' Power Grab." Suddenly, I'm the villain, holding families hostage, threatening to cut off fire and police, you name it. The news runs their sob stories until Grace puts together a presentation. Drone footage, GPS overlays, screenshots of fake bills, even a clip of Miranda herself offering me $50,000 to look the other way. That one really made the rounds. And then, here's the real twist. Trevor tries to throw one last party, Lake Freedom Fest. 300 guests, music, lights, fireworks, all live-streamed, because of course it was. Night ends with a grass fire, 40 acres burned, cattle injured, 3 ambulances rolling up. But everything's on camera, every second. This time, the sheriff can't pretend it didn't happen. 3 arrests, 2 of Trevor's buddies caught cutting the fence, whole mess recorded and posted by their own followers. After that, Miranda corners me out by the road, breath sour with nerves, offering to resign, to walk away, if I'll just let Trevor keep filming for personal content. Then she slides an envelope into my hand, 50 grand, unmarked bills. Says, no paper trail. You walk away, we both win. I don't say a word. I just point to the camera on my shirt. Fast forward 2 weeks, county commissioners' meeting is standing room only. Reporters, ranchers, folks from the subdivision who never gave me the time of day. I lay it all out, every forged check, every video, every wire transfer, every bribe. The room goes quiet as a chapel. Miranda looks like she's seen a ghost. Trevor can't lift his head. When I play the audio of her trying to buy me off, someone actually gasps. Commissioners vote, not a single dissent. Contracts terminated, fraud handed off to the state and feds. I'm officially named the district administrator, full oversight. Miranda gets 18 months. Trevor's on probation and banned from ever monetizing the lake again. Their house is seized to pay restitution. Even her husband's bank collapses. Turns out he was laundering HOA money too. The fallout? It shakes the whole county. But you know what I did with the settlement? I started the Landkeeper Trust, legal aid for rural folks fighting corrupt HOAs. First year, we helped 50 families statewide. Grace switched her major to journalism. The lake's still there, still quiet, still ours. No hashtags, no sponsored tents. Just the sound of wind through pine and the echo of family stories that stretch further than any live stream ever could. Land teaches you things. Patience, sure, but also how to stand your ground when the world tries to take what's yours. And when folks come for your legacy with greed in their eyes, you don't just stop them. You bury them so deep in the truth they'll never dig themselves out. So, tell me, when does kindness cross into weakness? And when is it the sharpest weapon you've got? Drop your own HOA horror stories down below, and if you think justice still matters, share your take. Because sometimes the only way to keep what's right is to fight with everything you've got, and then some.